you recently wrote the sequel to your critically acclaimed Bunny. I have it here with me. We love you, Bunny. It's great. I'm just wondering, did you always want to write a sequel to the first one?
Um, to be honest, I didn't even think I would finish Bunny. It was such a leap for me, literally, into just new terrain, using the surreal, using fairy tale, using horror. I didn't even think I would get through that book, but when I did, it was just such an exhilarating experience that I immediately missed it upon finishing it. When I turned it in, I should have been thrilled that I managed to finish it, but instead I was so sad. And I continued to miss it even after I wrote subsequent books. And I think it was during the release of my third book, All's Well, that readers were starting to find it online and giving it a new kind of life online. They were tagging me in all this beautiful art they were making. And they were the ones who gave me permission to return. So I didn't know that I would return. I just missed it so much. I wanted to return. And then readers let me return. Yeah.
That's great. I mean, I was thrilled when I saw that there was a sequel because I was amongst that crew of people who discovered it a little bit later, and I think I finished it in like 2 days. I was like, I should read
Oh.
it now. Like, I need to know what's happening. Um,
Yeah.
the characters were so interesting, and so something I'm also kind of interested in is as I was reading, I noticed there's all of these different point of views from all the
Mhm.
like other characters that we didn't really get to hear from as much in the first book, like Creepy
Yeah.
Doll. But they're conflicting, like they're
Mhm.
conflicting point of views. And I thought that was so interesting. And I wonder if you could just speak about why you decided to do that.
Yeah, I mean, Bunny is really inhabited by Sam's perspective. She's the main character. She's the outsider. She's not a bunny. She claims she doesn't want to be a bunny. I don't quite believe her. She gets sucked into their clique. So we really don't get an insider look at the bunnies. It's always an outsider look. They sort of stay mysterious. So the great temptation and delight and invitation of this follow-up was I get to inhabit the perspective of these girls, and they are motivated by a desire to correct Sam's impression of them because she really casts them as villains. So this is their attempt to defend themselves and say, "Oh no, no, we are great artists. Let me tell you the story of our first creation." But then, so that's their collective agenda. But of course, individually, they're each young artists themselves, right? In addition to being in this clique. So I thought, of course, individually, they're going to want to make a claim that
Mhm.
no, Bunny, it was actually me, Creepy Doll. I was the one responsible for this transformative magic that happens. I'm the one who turns bunnies into boys, not you. So I had a lot of fun with that. The conflicting accounts felt exactly right, that each girl would have her own kind of private agenda of wanting to say, no, I'm the real artist. Yeah.
And did you always know what you wanted them to conflict about? Or like, was it hard to keep it all in your mind? You're like, wait, okay, she's conflicting with this account
Mm.
and this one with this one.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. No, I think I kind of made those discoveries just inhabiting each girl's voice and sort of realizing, oh, okay, this is the way that her envy is kind of showing up. This is how she's competitive with these other girls. This is how she's triggered by this one particular girl. It was really just getting into their bodies, sort of imagining myself in their clothes on campus that I started to understand the very particular dynamics between them because there really is a hierarchy of power among them, Yeah, they have their own little relationships within the cult.
Yeah, which I found really, really interesting. So you said you inhabit them. So you
Hmm.
kind of picture yourself as them. You're not like a third person looking
Mm-mm.
on. Do you ever
No,
take anything away from your characters?
no. It's really funny because, I was tempted to write We Love You, Bunny for quite some time. And part of how I was drawn back in was I was in Salem and I went to this dress shop called Modern Millie. And I tried on this dress. I just felt compelled to try it on. And I looked at myself in the mirror and it was like this moss green dress patterned all over with deer. And I realized that this is not a dress for me. This is a dress for Cupcake. I am wearing what Cupcake would want to wear. And I realized I bought the dress, even though it's not something I would normally wear, because I missed her. So yeah, that is actually truly my way of writing. It's very method. For me, it's
Yeah.
like acting. And I still have that dress. And who knows, I might get a couple more. I get very attached to my characters. So
Yeah. Understandably, understandably. That's so
Yeah.
interesting. Um, it's like what a cool thing to discover. You're like, oh, a
Yeah.
dress.
Yeah.
Um, so you're based in Boston or
Yes.
slightly outside of Boston.
Hmm.
Not
Yep.
exactly. But you also attended Brown,
Hmm.
an MA in fiction at Brown, and the
Yep.
book was set in New England at this fictional university. Did
Mhm.
you take any way take any inspiration from Boston or your time at Brown for this book? Were people doing things to bunnies at Brown?
No boys were axed in the making of this book. Promise, promise. And certainly no boys were axed at Brown. But no, it was interesting. Going to Brown, there were a lot of urban legends about violence in the community and on campus. I think it's just part of like the New England campus experience. There's always that kind of whiff in the air of a secret society, of like the occult. It just makes so much sense to me that dark academia novels often take place in a New England campus setting. There's something about too the Ivy League. It just feels like, it's like this gated community, and only certain people can cross the threshold, and you gain secret knowledge, secret access. And my experience of the whole world of New England was as a Canadian, super fish out of water. So it was even more mystical, magical, gothic to me. I'd never seen anything like Providence before. And Providence is incredibly gothic and strange. It's just like the perfect setting for a horror novel, I felt. So no, absolutely. I mean, I took the atmosphere of the place. I took, aspects of campus life, and also just my own experiences as a young artist coming into myself, and all the anxieties and longings that you feel when you're just trying to find your way, as an artist, like in this kind of hothouse where so many other people are trying to do the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm glad that there were no bunnies. And no
There,
bunnies.
but there were actual literal bunnies though. Like,
Yes.
yeah, they are, I've noticed they're across campuses in North America. So I really don't know what to make about that.
Yeah.
But it was seeing a bunny on my campus in Denver, because I did a graduate degree in Denver as well. It was seeing a bunny on that campus that gave me permission to write bunny. I saw it and I was like, that's a sign. I'm just going
Yeah.
to abandon this novel that I'm working on, and I'm going to switch to this seemingly crazy idea cooking in the back of my head.
So in a way, that first bunny that you're talking about in this book is like your bunny.
Yeah, oh,
He
totally
didn't
my bunny.
explode, but
Oh, yeah, he didn't explode, which is good. But yeah, no, he gave me permission.
that's
Yeah.
so wow. Because I was wondering, I was like, why did she choose bunnies out of because
Yeah,
I've grown up in New England my entire life, and I know that bunnies are literally everywhere. I
they're
mean,
everywhere. Yeah.
everywhere. There's so many at my office. Like we have a field, and
Mm.
they're just like overpopulated, and I'll go and like feed them
Mm.
carrots. And I was like, oh, bunnies.
It's weird because yes, they can feel so like you can start to see them everywhere, and they feel maybe common, quote unquote, but they're never common to me. They're always a magical sighting. It always feels like something special is going to happen, or it's a good sign if I see a bunny. And that's how I started writing We Love You Bunny. I felt like I was seeing more and more bunnies on my walks here in South Boston. And I was like, oh, the bunnies, they want this. They're
Yeah.
encouraging me. They want me to write the next book. So I will.
They were. I also have like that. When I see a bunny, I'm like, okay, a good thing is coming to me. Like this is
Yes.
a good sign for me. And I'll take a picture if I can without spooking it of every single bunny that I see because I'm like, okay, something good is coming.
Oh my gosh, you and I are the same person.
When you said that, I was like, oh my God, I do the same thing. Um, I have two more last questions. So I'm just
Sure.
wondering, this is a horror book. I recently read a really also another great horror book. I'm wondering, what are you reading right now? Like, what are you obsessing
Oh, yeah. What am I reading? Well, I am reading Margaret Atwood's memoir,
with?
because, yeah, I'm participating in a panel about it very soon. So and I'm really enjoying it. I think it's beautifully written, and it really kind of illuminates just how she became the writer that she is, her whole childhood in the woods. It's incredible. And just as kind of a Halloween treat to myself, I am rereading The Shards by Bret Easton Ellis, who wrote American Psycho. It is a terrifying book, but it is so beautifully atmospheric. It's like the perfect book for fall, even though it's set in California, because it's just a total world that you can just tumble into, and there's this great feeling of dread that just kind of hums through the whole thing. Highly recommend.
Okay, I'll definitely
Yeah.
add that to my TBR. I just read a really great one. It's called The Lamb. I don't know if you ever heard it by Lucy
Oh,
Rourke.
yes, yes, I've heard wonderful things about it. Yeah.
So good. I
Oh,
was reading
awesome.
my book club and we were like, this is the perfect fall book. So I'll add
Amazing.
those to my TBR as well. And finally, are you working on any new books? Anything exciting on the horizon for you?
Oh, yes. I am working on a dark romantic bookstore comedy that has some shivers of Twelfth Night in it.
Okay.
Everybody's in love with the wrong person. And I'm also working on a third bunny. So that is
Oh
coming too. Yeah, there will be
my,
one more bunny. One
I
more.
cannot wait. That's such good news.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Halloween. I really appreciate you taking the time today.
Oh, thank you so much. It was great to talk. Hope you see a lot of bunnies today.
You too. You as well.
Okay.
Thank you.